page. Pages. Hey, we're live!
Here we are.
Let me scoot in a little bit so I'm also on the live. How's everyone doing in Instagram land today? We're going to be Rawn, episode 6. It's exciting. 6 is good. I noticed we taped our first recording in November.
Wow.
November, like the end of November. It was like after Thanksgiving. So when I'm thinking I'm like haven't made enough progress, I'm like 6 episodes considering we just started at the end of November.
Right.
It's pretty good.
We're still figuring everything out.
We're still figuring everything out, but
yeah.
in the best way. Are you doing anything to celebrate St. Patrick's Day today?
I don't know.
I love that. I also don't know. I was going to ask you what we were doing after this. I don't know what we're doing. I got to pay attention to the comments, which it is going to be long.
Yeah.
Darn, you're right. I wanted their chicken wings.
I want the Steve's chicken. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
What's that?
The one that Billy gets all the time. It's in like a vodka sauce.
That's at McDonald's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn, it's going to be so slam, though.
Yeah.
We can decide after this if we feel
Yeah.
upset.
I mean, we can always walk in and just see the vibe.
Walk back out if we have to. Yeah. I feel like it's dark. Is it just me?
Is it dark?
Maybe I'm just kind of like sitting in the shadows. Oh yeah, that's better actually. Yeah. When I was that close, the light was like casting a shadow on my face. Hi everyone, we're glad you're here. I was just gonna share.
I don't even know who's here. I can't see that
it
far.
says Adri. We can bring it a little closer.
Tattoo peoples.
Like we can't move
Mostly
closer, but the
tattoo
camera can
peoples.
move closer if you want to be able to look. I just wanted to share it. Story. It says you're live right now.
Whoa. Look at that.
Crazy, right?
Accurate.
Can I share it to my story? I can't.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Yes, I want to make note. Actually, can we screen record this?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Just because I want to be able to look at the comments later.
I do too, but I don't know.
Oh, it was our live when we did that too. Good to know.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
This is a new follower of mine. I don't know who you are, but thanks for following me. Hi. Or I might know you and just have no idea what your username is.
It's possible, right?
Yeah, you do need a tattoo yesterday.
We could go back in time.
Right.
We offer that service.
We do have a brand new time machine. It is working now.
Oh, yeah, that's in the spare room, right?
Yeah.
It's in the back.
Yes,
yeah.
but it's only for, like, non-essential things. Like, we can't go back in time and, like,
do anything like
prevent
legitimate, yeah.
any kind of, like, you know.
Can we go back to when McDonald's used to have soup? Can we do that?
No.
What can we do?
McDonald's had soup.
The year I worked there when I was 17, so about 100 years ago.
What was it, like?
They had like a
Big Mac chowder? You just blend up the old Big Macs and
stop,
soup.
Stop. They had broccoli cheddar and like a chicken noodle. That year, so I worked there between 16 to almost 18. I was there for a little over a year. We also had fajitas. They'd be like pre-made the day before, but sometimes you'd get a bone. It was really weird.
You love that?
Yeah. Let's see that was the year they came out with the salad, which I actually loved their Southwest salad with crispy chicken, and
They still have salad.
they don't have salad. They got rid of it during COVID.
They got rid of salad altogether. They were like, we tried to be healthy.
For like a long time, they were. I mean, healthy was a stretch, but it had leaves in it. It had leaves in it.
We have green items available.
And yeah, they were
the
like maybe just a
shake.
couple months into COVID. The Shamrock Shake scared me. I'm going to tap the green button. Screen recording. I don't know why I can't.
I do not have availability this week. I am booked out until like second week of April.
Alright, if this pauses our live, we'll be right back. Sorry if you had to hear us trying to figure out how to be on Earth. This is a daily occurrence, I think. Alright, so it is 6:02. Should we like formally start now?
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to Rawn, episode 6. Tarot and Tattoos. My name's Randy.
And I'm Lawn.
Alright, just don't say it like that.
Hi, I'm Lawn.
I'm Lawn. I'm here. Randy is holding me hostage.
She's not.
Have you seen those videos where they edit it, where the girl, like, you just see them from here up, and then the next person, like, stitches it, and he puts arms
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's happening. Like, we just see you from here up and down
I'm
here.
just a puppet, actually.
You're, like a mannequin, that, you know, an AI mannequin.
I'm just a head on a stick, it's fine.
No, I think that's great, actually. So, we are talking about two things today. We're gonna focus on Rawn doing some artwork, along with medium we're gonna use today.
We're using Prismacolor colored pencils.
Nice. And we're gonna talk about traditions. We're definitely gonna talk about St. Patrick's Day. I did a mini book report. I'm very excited. Book reports are my passion, at least when I was a kid growing up. So when I realized that was today's topic, I was excited to look up some facts, possibly some myths, and some controversial things about St. Patrick's and the day that it represents. So we're just going to do like our usual go-to. So what thing we want to implement is starting everything with a card, right? Like when we open up. Yep. So I'm going to take a moment of silence. You may hear me kind of like humming or clearing my throat, bringing myself into harmony as I draw a tarot card to talk about today. These ones are a little bit wordy, but I just feel drawn to like a little bit of depth today, and we'll see where it goes. I was so cranky earlier, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I thought I was really depressed, but I just needed a nap. That was fine. I didn't sleep that great the night before, and I'm like, everything is terrible! And I just like passed out for 45 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine.
I'm okay now.
I'm okay
It's
now.
a hard reset.
I needed a hard reset, yeah, for no particular reason. Alright, so I was just thinking, not only about myself, but for those watching, I was thinking about Rawn, and just like, what would be a good card to kind of like talk about out loud today. We have Temperance. Ooh. So Temperance is part of the Major Arcana. There you go. She is a pretty powerful card. So I'm going to look her up in my book. So some cards are more wordy, which is one of these, which means it's a little more reading the definition and less about interpreting, where some of my other decks, it's way more about interpreting and less about definition. Temperance. Let's see, where's she at? Maybe I can't read. Am I illiterate? Have I done this my whole life?
Suddenly,
I've forgotten how to read. That would be like really great, actually, because I think it'd get me out of a lot of page 36. A lot of responsibilities if I couldn't read. Sorry, I'm illiterate. All right, so Temperance. It says the energetic meeting, bringing balance, moderation, indulgence, discipline, pathways, and water. Oh man. I know that hits for me right now for sure, especially about finding the balance of, right now for me, it's finding balance between being gentle with myself and giving myself grace, but also holding myself accountable. So like for me, it's like, okay, sure, not every day is going to be like 1,000% full speed go, but most days should be somewhere in the middle, you know, like of accomplishing like a couple things on the adulty list. So it says, Temperance calls forth discipline and awareness. To practice discipline is to love and respect yourself. I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
That sounds terrible.
I made the same face I made when you said book reports are my passion.
You're like, love myself and learn new things. That's terrible.
No.
It is our choices that decide a large portion of our fate. Oh man, I was just talking about this with someone recently.
Stop making it my problem.
That's a you problem. Let's see, we got people tuning in. I love
Hi,
that.
guys.
Oh, it says I joined. I didn't even know. Am I in?
You're sharing.
Am I in the? Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know how this works. Actually, I just live on Earth. I don't actually know how it works. So I'm actually just going to end on this note instead of reading, like, this is a very lengthy definition. Is I always believed growing up that fate was very much like what was bestowed upon you, what God or your higher power had planned. There was really little to no choice, that everything was kind of predetermined. But as I've gotten wiser and a little bit older, just a little bit, I've realized that to me it's very much like a twofold situation. I do believe that the universe, our higher power, God, Jesus, whoever you pray to, does give us opportunities and put things in our path, but like we absolutely have a choice on what we want to do with those things. And some people don't want to hear that. I know some days I don't want to hear that. I don't want to think that I'm responsible for my life. Right. But it also gives me empowerment to feel like I can take action. I can be a participant in my life. And I'm capable of great things by taking action. And to me, faith has become more about a communication rather than like a disciplinary mindset. Do you have anything you want to say on that note?
Yeah, I was going to say the exact opposite. Like, growing up, I was like, despite the cards I've been dealt, like, I can make a difference. I can, like, I can change my life around.
Gotcha.
These days, I'm like, I don't want that shit. I want just what it is what it is.
It is what it is, for sure.
Someone else is controlling the cosmos, not me. But, which is, I mean, when I was younger, I had, like, no sense of spirituality. I would say I was, like, atheist and didn't believe in any higher power.
Gotcha,
It was me against the world, and like...
That would make sense for that, like, mindset.
Right,
like,
right.
I gotta
fix everything.
That's terrible.
So it sounds like there has to be a balance. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, the card also talked about balance between, like, discipline and indulgence and stuff like that, but when we take that to a deeper level of balance between, like, yes, sometimes opportunities are literally going to come across our path, but what have we done to prepare for that opportunity?
Right.
Are we doing the inner work? And what we do with that opportunity, like what actions we take. For sure. That's your little tidbit of Randy wisdom for today. Do you want to roll right into artwork?
Yeah.
Alright, let's adjust the camera. We're going to look at Lawn's awesome artwork, and I'm going to ramble as she talks about it and I ask her questions.
Come with me, you guys.
Come for a ride.
Come for a ride.
With Rawn. A Rawn ride.
Yes. I should probably... Can you yeet that lamp over in my direction?
Ooh, like actually throw it?
Yeah, actually try and aim for the head.
I feel like this could be like, what's that Olympic sport?
Javelin.
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 Whatever.
Hi guys. So I'm drawing an octopus here. It's already been too many hours that I've worked on this thing, but I'm gonna keep going because discipline is probably something
It's very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I love outer space octopus. He's cool.
So, started this off as like a watercolor piece. I thought I was gonna do watercolor.
Okay.
Which you can see like the background is still
so that's how
very
you started
much
it.
watercolor. Okay. Yeah, that's how I mapped it out. And then I've just been destroying it with colored pencil. Like,
I love that.
Really, like aggressively going over it.
It almost, because of the two mediums, almost looks more like paint. Like it almost looks like a little hint of like acrylic or like people use as an India ink, like the dyes.
Oh yeah,
because it's so vibrant. Like it feels like that's cool though.
I'm just gonna get into it.
What was the inspo for this piece?
Drugs. No.
What was it?
Drugs. No.
I thought you said bugs. I was like, oh.
No, I've always loved the octopus. I think it's one of the coolest little critters out there. Like, it's a symbol for adaptation. Like think of its sweet, squishy little body and how it can figure out like all those tight little spaces and stuff. It does its thing.
I was thinking of that video where it gets inside a jar and it actually undoes the lid from the inside.
Yes,
and escapes.
They're brilliant.
They are.
Often think I should have been a marine biologist. Maybe I was in a past life or something.
I wanted to be that for a while growing up. I remember going to marine biologist camp and dissecting a shark.
That's cool.
It was very cool.
I wouldn't want to have to dissect anything though.
I feel like that's part of the job. I mean, I bet there's different capacities. Like, I'm sure some people are just like collecting data about like local marine life, but I think in order to get some kind of certifications probably required.
Right, you need to know what's going on the inside of this thing.
Yeah. I like that the octopus is orange, which I know is a good color for you.
Yes. I do love me a good orange.
So when you think about his environment right now, is he in like outer space or what do you think?
That wasn't the way it was supposed to be.
Okay.
But he is so I watch a lot of like deep sea documentaries, and I feel like when they shine the light in the water, the light reflects off of all of the little particles, and it kind of looks like outer space to me.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both. Like, I mean, the bottom of the ocean is not much different, I think, than outer space.
Right. So I love all of that, like the the bioluminescence and everything that some of the animals have down there. I think that's just, you know, like, why aren't humans bioluminescent? Why can't I have that superpower?
Like, we would be so cool we couldn't even, like... It wouldn't be fair to everybody else, really, if we had opposable thumbs and
bioluminescence.
It is a cool piece, and I think that the eyes... I'm actually able to watch on my phone right now, so I'm just trying to breathe over your shoulder. So they hear the... in the phone. I just feel like the eyes are so lifelike, which I don't think most people can actually see in most videos of an octopus, because they're on the move.
Yeah.
You know, but when you see, like, a still shot of an octopus, I do think that there is a depth there that you've kind of portrayed here in a cool way. And he's glowing, which actually... Is that what you're saying with bioluminescence?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's supposed to be glowing a little bit.
He is glowing a little bit. He's, like, radioactive. I love that for him. There's a meme floating around with an anglerfish, and the bottom is like a female torso, like hips and legs, but like it's feminine and has high heel and says "Be the light, girl," and the anglerfish light is eliminated.
I love that.
I don't know if our audience knows any cool anglerfish facts, but I do.
Of course you do. What facts?
I'm so glad that you asked. Randomly, without any kind of prompting.
No, I know some.
Oh, tell me yours.
Do people know facts? I know facts.
I don't see anyone say anything in the comments. Oh, here we go. Tara Kelly says, "Hi, Lauren."
Hi.
I'll give everyone else a chance if you want to share any anglerfish facts, or if you have a question. I mean, like, we might not know the answer, but we'll pretend that we do. We'll just make up an answer to your anglerfish questions.
We are the experts.
I mean, expert is a loose term anyway.
Right.
I feel like these days too many people are claiming the title of experts. They're like, I read a book, and I'm like, but that has no lived experience, so I don't know if that's
right.
Like... That's really where we want to be.
I use so much white. Like, the white colored pencil is my favorite, because I blend everything with that. So, yeah.
You know, when I'm doing watercolors, I really enjoy white to, like, kind of, what you're saying, like, blend and make things a little creamy. The self-portrait that I'm working on, I was trying to find a skin tone somewhere between translucent and Snow White, which I think is my skin tone. So the white was a good creamy base where I was able to add a little bit of pink and brown so I didn't look see-through. Which is what I look like 10 months out of the year.
Same. And then I'm red for a little while, and then I go back.
Mm-hmm. I just burn and peel and go back to being pale.
Yeah.
That's my hidden talent. Not so hidden talent. Tell me about other like sea creatures that interest you, or maybe ones that you've drawn before.
Jellyfish.
Ooh, jellyfish are cool.
Jellyfish are awesome. Sea slugs.
I want to turn this slightly more towards you.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you can. Because my fat leg's in the way.
God forbid I have appendages. This is terrible.
Right. How dare I? What other creatures do I like from the deep sea? Anything that kind of, like, haunts my nightmares a little bit.
Oh, tell me more
Definitely.
about that.
Like, things with, like, I was just telling someone, I forget who, but, like, I have an irrational fear of whale sharks.
Oh, I think you told me that recently because I was saying how much I think they're interesting.
They're fantastic and very interesting and could not possibly eat a human if they wanted to, but but I don't like their mouths. Their mouths frighten me.
I mean, they're the largest shark.
Yes.
I would say the largest fish, but I guess they'd be outgrown by whales, so they're like the largest shark.
Well, whales are mammals, right? So they're not...
Yes, whales are mammals. But
so
the
whale
shark
fish.
is a shark, not a whale.
Are whales fish?
I don't know. I feel like whales give live birth.
Right,
So, like, it
so
can
they're
be
not
a fish, but it's also a mammal. How does that work? This is what I see, by the way, in case you're curious.
I am curious. That's what I'm trying to make sure I kind of stay on the screen to some extent.
Yes, I almost want the camera on the other side of you, because like it's like right, like see how it's like right behind your hand.
Tripod, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have one for next time. You ordered a tripod, so we'll have fun with that. Yeah.
He's here. Is that a better angle? Slightly.
Tara says we talked about that in January, and I was there. Whale sharks? Tara Kelly said that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'm not a fan. I am a fan. I'm a fan
From
in the
afar.
sense of, like, being a fan of things that scare me.
Yes, they can exist, but we just don't want one, like, nearby.
So.
Will has a shark t-shirt on today.
I know he does. He's
I
like,
was
do you
very
like my autism shirt?
It's funny, because when he walked by, I was like, stop, or do you have sharks on your t-shirt?
Yep.
I was like, what?
Yep, I'm like, I do, in fact, love your autism shirt.
When
But,
I worked in retail management last year, if I was just having, like, a rough time with customers, I would just sit in the back and look up shark facts. It would just help me relax.
That's a beautiful way to cope.
I'm like, you know what? Nobody got hurt today, but I did learn 16 new things about sharks, so... Shark Week is actually one of my things that I miss about cable, although I think they stream it on some...
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I miss Shark Week a lot. That was always a cool one that I look forward to every year. This is a good angle.
But yeah, so I like things that are nightmare fuel. So I like any critter that kind of lives in my nightmares.
Do you think that's a little bit of like facing your fears to like get it out in artwork, or?
I think I like scary things, like, you know, true crime, deep sea creatures, things that like, you know, like Chernobyl.
Chernobyl
terrifying things, because life's already scary and it's kind of a distraction.
Oh, okay. I like that. No.
That's the only thing I can think of, because, like, why do I always have to watch true crime, or, like, you know, I've rewatched the Chernobyl documentary. It's like a dramatization on HBO.
Yes, I don't think it's an HBO one, but I've seen
God.
so many, like, versions
10
of
out
it.
of 10.
Yeah.
Would recommend. I've
seen it. The HBO one?
I've seen it so many times at this point. I could probably
reading
quote the whole
about,
thing.
mushroom growth in mycelium was helping heal that area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mushrooms are transmuting the shit.
Yeah, they're eating the radiation.
I love that. Mycelium transmutes. It turns something that is dead or dying or decaying or toxic into life. And we love that for us. Does this octopus have a name?
No, he does not. It's a he.
We'll be taking names in the comment suggestions.
Right. If
anyone wants to tell us this octopus is this, I don't like how I said that.
Octopuses.
This octopi. No, this because it's two S's, like S apostrophe S. I know. It'd just be S apostrophe octopuses.
Octopi is not.
All right. What's
correct.
his name? What's his name?
What is his name? We need to hold a vote.
Yeah, it's funny how I thought it originally was the universe, but then when you started talking about like bottom of the ocean, that's all I can see now. You know.
Can you see it? I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because it does. It looks very galaxy-like, and I've drawn octopuses before and like had them in a galaxy background.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's where I got it from. I think it
Gotcha.
translates in my brain like subconsciously.
His name has to be Puss.
Puss.
Puss the octopus. I guess I was thinking, like, because you talked about all the little particles. You know,
Right.
They illuminate the bottom of the ocean, whereas I feel like this is more true to that. Whereas outer space, I feel like some of your elements there would be, like, bigger to represent planets or Milky Ways, or this is more glowing particle-like.
Maybe it's other little bioluminescent fish in the background.
Yes,
I don't know.
absolutely.
It's something.
Oh, we forgot to talk about anglerfish.
Oh yeah, we totally got sidetracked.
Tell me what you know about anglerfish.
I know that the male, like, attaches itself to the female and becomes like a parasite, and it kind of just becomes a ball sack.
Yeah, it's just the gonads exist.
It's just the gonads, which is wild.
That is true.
Another thing that humans should try and do.
When I was in the online dating thing over the summer, people would ask me, like, what are you into? And I said them the anglerfish costume. They're like, what does that mean? Like, you want to role play? And I'm like, yes.
I would like to role play.
And then I would send the praying mantis costume. And I'm
oh my god.
You have one of two options. You can let me completely absorb you for my own pleasure, or two, I can decapitate you and then use your corpse for the next 24 hours to, again, just focus on that. I always think mating rituals are interesting. I think it's the pufferfish that makes the really grand, like, sand art in the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, they make the little, like...
Like a mandala, almost.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And they're just, like, constantly, like, you know, tidying it up and making it pretty so the female sees that he's, you know, just out there doing his very best. Right. Seahorses dance. They do, like, a dancing ritual.
I like bird dances.
They
when
are
it comes
hilarious.
To, the mating rituals. One bird, kind of like the pufferfish, I can't remember what it's called, but it, like, clears the forest floor. Like, it has to... I don't know if it's sticks or green... I think greenery. Because I think the bird itself is green, so it doesn't want, like, anything...
Competition.
Any competition. Sees a plant, hates it, kills it, removes it. Yeah.
No, as he should. Murk it.
Right.
This looks too much like me. Let me destroy it. To what? To, like, set the ground for him to, like, attract a mate?
Right, yep. And then he just kind of sits there and does his thing. Does his little dance and stuff. We're all just doing a fun little dance, aren't we?
I think in a lot of ways we are. I like to go dancing sometimes with some friends, mostly down south. We'll hit up, like, the River Rock. I checked out Aqua Blue a couple months ago. You know what? When I tell people that I want to go dancing, that's often their response is, I can't dance. I'm like, I'm not sure that I can.
Right. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I just have so much fun. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm also there, I think, like, not saying that everyone's there to, like, pick someone up, but, like, that's not why I'm there. Like, I just go...
I'm there to dance.
I'm just there to dance. And once people realize that's what's happening, they're like, oh. Like, I don't want anyone to touch me. That's not why... Don't buy me a drink, because I don't want to talk to you. Like, I literally just want to go there and dance with my friends. And we have so much fun, and it lets out, like, a lot of, like, pent-up... I mean, I guess, like, a little bit of, like, aggression and anxiety. Mm-hmm. There's been... some cool articles that I've read about how we hold and store, like, trauma in our hips.
Oh, great.
And how twerking is actually,
hips.
like, a really great way to get it out. So even sometimes when I'm doing yoga at home, like, in private, I will do, like, a lot of hip motions, or even, like, maybe not as aggressive of a twerk as you see, like, in music videos, but I'll do, like, those motions with my legs to, like, shake out my hips, and I feel, like, a physical reaction if I get into it for, like, a good couple seconds or even a few minutes. So yeah, on the dance floor, I just kind of, like, let it out and we have fun, and sometimes the DJ's great, and sometimes he's just mid, and we have fun either way.
Right.
So has he been all crayon? Has he been all pencils since you did the watercolor base?
Yes. And the very tiny white dots are this highlighter pen.
Ooh, is that like paint or?
Great question. I don't know. It
like,
just
is
says
it white. Does it come out white?
Yeah, it comes out white. Yeah,
oh, okay.
And it actually stays put pretty well. Like, I only tested it kind of, and I was like, if I, like, rub over this, especially now, like, all of this is, like, coated in wax, you know, I'm like, will it move? And it doesn't. Like, I can go back and, like, kind of scrape it off if I have to.
Okay, so it also has a little bit of a waxy, like...
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep, it holds on, so...
I mean, as I'm watching it from my phone, it almost, like, it's just so crisp, it almost looks digital. Like,
hell yeah.
I feel like when you're done, if you got it at the right angle without a glare...
Right.
Like, it would look like digital art. It's a pretty solid piece.
Yeah, I need to learn to start taking good pictures of my artwork and making prints.
Yes.
Because I could do that, and there's no reason I don't, except for, like, a lot of the time I'll, like, give my artwork away or just hang it up and, like, forget about it, you know, but I should start making prints.
I think when I was dabbling years ago with trying to make prints with some youth artwork, I actually took it into, like, a Staples or whatever and had them scan it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had sometimes, like, giant scanners.
And
even though there was a fee for scanning, I just needed them to scan it once.
Right.
You know, and then
exactly,
I could print it anywhere. So, like, your larger pieces.
Right.
Like, I know there was even a place where I used to live. It was, like, a privately owned place that could do, like, XXL pieces. Like, huge, like, canvas pieces.
Well, there's a print shop here in town that I could bring it to.
Yeah, so they might be able to help you with that.
I
mean, yes, you can absolutely photograph artwork, but I've never seen a photograph that I think, like, literally capture, like, every little detail, because you lose something in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could take, like, a little field trip. we're here to scan in our art, please.
Yes, please. Help
Then you'll
me.
have the digital file and you can print it at your leisure.
Right.
You know,
and
if someone orders a piece.
That's great too, because then I never really lose it, you know, and
That
I
is
can
true.
save the, you know, the original, you know, which would be cool.
Yeah, it's good to I remember taking pictures of my art over my lifetime, just to, like, have a picture of it, knowing that. And I'm glad I did, because between so many, like, moves and this, that, and whatever, I did lose a lot of my artwork.
Right.
So it's cool just to be able to have a picture of it. Unfortunately, I don't have all of them, obviously, but it is nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of, like, beating the hell out of the paper with the pencils. I do so many layers, like, one on top of each other, just, like, blending everything in.
I think that's how it doesn't look like pencil, because you're not creating, like, you know, I think a lot of pencil art, you see, like the texture in the paper almost, because there's not a lot of depth to it, but yeah, the way you've really packed it in there. It's pretty cool, I love it.
Thank you.
So have you recently had a nightmare about an orange octopus?
No, I haven't had any good nightmares.
Can we define good nightmare? Like one that gives you fuel for art? Is that what we're talking
Yes,
about?
yes. Anything that's slightly alarming, but like, oh, that was fun.
Okay. His color tones make me think that he's a spiritual representation of a piece of you.
He is, yeah.
He's so
That's me in my true form, actually.
Liquid.
Yes, yes.
It's true. Yeah, I feel like that's a cool like visual. Oh, my brother's on. Frankie says looks awesome.
Hi.
A cool visual of like maybe like a representation of you in some form for sure.
Yeah, this is me.
It's floating at the bottom of the sea.
Yep.
Bioluminescence. There it is. You
I
have
am. I have it. Thank God.
Oh, thank
Something
God.
has finally panned out in my favor.
Oh, what's your 5-year plan to obtain bioluminescence
Yes,
powers?
that's it. That's all
If I
want.
ever have to go back to like a 9 to 5, that interview is going to be wild. What's your 10-year plan? I would like to obtain power of bioluminescence.
Yep.
Can you help me get there? My first step is here at your cash register.
Right.
The long-term goal is to glow in the dark. That is what I would like to do for my forever. Is there anything else you want to say about this piece or art in general before we talk about St. Patrick's Day?
No, I mean, like, even if you don't have an idea, just start scribbling. That's how most of my artwork like this like I said before, it was just watercolor kind of blobbed on, and then eventually I was like, well, it's starting to look like something
yes.
and it became an octopus, and here we are. Bon
I totally
appetit.
agree with that. Bon appetit. Have a slice.
Right.
I totally agree with that sentiment, because if I get too caught up in thinking about what the finished product might look like, not only will I not finish it because it's not like in my mind what it should be, but then I lose like the joy in the creation. And my current mantra is, for the most part, to really just finish every piece, because I know if I can just finish it, I'll be proud of it in some capacity.
Right.
Like maybe I'm not putting it in a gallery, but like I finished the vision. So I think that's important. All right, Mixed Like Me says, "Wow, that's beautiful. Your work in general is awesome."
Who is this?
Mixed Like Me 227.
Oh, I
Don't
almost
fall.
fell.
Mixed Like Me 227. Wow, that's beautiful. Your work in general is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
The only vote we have on the octopus's name, though, is just Puss.
That's the only vote? Who voted that?
Tara Kelly.
Oh.
I feel like that's like Puss in Boots, but this is like Puss in Ocean.
Puss in Tentacles.
I feel like that's the name of an adult video.
It is, yeah, I'm sure.
That's the name of something rated R or X. We can see that you have a Pink Floyd mug, and I thought it was one of those Nature Valley granola bars, but I think it's a box of
It's a
pencils.
box of pencils.
That's what my chubby ass is thinking. I'm like, is that a snack?
No.
Your vape, your cool black leather bag.
Oh, yes.
Is this another doodle that I see on the table? Like some
Oh, that's
little
for...
critters?
What, this here?
It's like black outline.
Yes. It's for a tattoo that I'll be doing soon.
Okay.
It's a Lord of the Ring piece. I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
Yes.
I was talking to my family last night because they're getting ready to end Game of Thrones. I was like, you should watch Lord of the Rings.
Yes, I love Lord of the Rings.
I remember when the first one came out on movie, at the time it was like the most money they had ever spent on a single movie. Yeah. I wonder who's beat that now. You know, like who's outdone the Lord of the Rings budget.
Yeah. I think Avatar is one of the, the blue people.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
they did
most...
pack in a pretty penny on that one. I liked that movie. I saw that in 3D in the IMAX, something like that when it came out. I was actually in Jersey when it came out, and we saw it together. My brothers. I don't remember. I think me, my brothers, and my parents went. Maybe my daughter. I don't remember clearly, but I was in love with that movie. What's like an art piece that you've been thinking about starting soon, like something that's gonna be big in your peripheral?
That's a good question. Well, like you were saying before, I do really want to work on like finishing my pieces.
Yes.
So I've been pretty good about not starting anything until this guy's done.
Gotcha.
But I have started dabbling in like crocheting again and stuff.
Oh, we talked about that recently.
Yes.
I didn't know you started. That's cool.
So I started a little crochet project the other night. It's a secret.
Oh, that's not awkward to say on.
Yeah, no, it's
no, that's fine.
Crochet secrets.
I take my money. I will watch that series in a heartbeat. The Secret Life of Crocheting.
Yes. No, it's gonna be a gift, a present for someone. Gotcha. So that's why I'm like.
Okay, we can't disclose.
I can't disclose. Yeah.
That's cool.
If I finish it, but we'll see.
Well, it also gets you out of it now. If you don't finish it, this person doesn't know it ever existed for them. Should we talk about St. Patrick's Day?
We should talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Alright, so I'm not watching it live, but we're screen recording, so like it's fine. Alright. Well, I'm thinking of it. Be sure to follow us on the YouTubes. When we post this video, we'll tag it. You can find us Rawn Podcast, RAWN PODCAST. Yes, Rawn Podcast on YouTube. We have the first 2 episodes already up there, and I'm in the middle of editing episode 3, so that'll be up in the next couple days. And then our hope is to eventually just kind of transfer over to YouTube when we're doing lives, and maybe we'll reserve Instagram for like some special shorter events, or a longer podcast series will be on YouTube. So follow us, Rawn Podcast on YouTube. And I also started a Facebook. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what I'm doing here at Taboo? What is my role here? I don't know.
Your role here. You definitely bring up the vibe. I would say you're the vibe coordinator.
Vibe coordinator. Oh, I love that. That's the best title I've ever had.
You are the vibe coordinator.
Yes. So I started a Facebook that talks a little more in detail about what I'm doing here at Taboo Tattoo. So my Instagram is Our Hopeful Story, and my Facebook is now Our Hopeful Story. So my goal to separate the two is Facebook is going to talk a little bit more in depth about like the experiences that I offer, a little bit more details talking about upcoming events and like the businessy side of things, whereas Instagram is going to be a little more for shenanigans. But also we'll talk about events and podcasts and exciting things like that. So follow me, Our Hopeful Story, on Instagram and Facebook. Follow Lawn Storybook Tattoos, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yes.
And follow us together on YouTube, Rawn Podcast. I can't believe I remembered all that.
That was good. Sounds like you rehearsed that.
I didn't.
I know,
you know what I did is I
you.
made a flyer that had like the different QR codes, and I sent it to a friend, and she said it looks like a geriatric millennial made that. And I was like, a geriatric millennial did make that.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing my talent.
You really see me in this moment.
Right.
It made me laugh because I was like, you know what? I do think that technology I felt like I was so like, not like maybe caught up completely, but I was a little more savvy. I was a little more into it. And then I had a career that kind of pulled me away from that when I was in the nonprofit sector, working mostly in like homeless shelters and things of that nature. And there was just not really much technology. So It kind of fell off my radar. we had to take notes, but we took notes in like a Word document. Like there was no software
That was
or
the
anything
extent.
like that.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Yeah. Oh no, what happened?
My pencil broke.
Oh, thank God we have a pencil sharpener.
Thank God.
So as I kind of so for a while I put it off though, because I saw the gap when I tried to navigate certain softwares and programming, and I would just get really frustrated. But this is the world that we live in, and I'm doing myself a disservice by making the excuse of like, oh, well, I'm too old to learn that, or, you know, I've been out of the scene too long.
Stop making me feel like I need to be more accountable. I hate trying to learn new technology. I really do. I'm too young for that shit.
For sure. It's hard. It's hard. Like, I remember when I was growing up, my parents made a point to move us into a school district that, looking back, was probably one of the best in the state at the time. And they were very ahead of the game and had a computer room by the time I was in second grade, which was, like, unheard of. So that was, like, 92.
Right.
So I was actually, the goal was if I could type 50 words a minute or more with 90% accuracy, I was allowed to play Oregon Trail. and dive dysentery. The thing is, I was not good at Oregon Trail. I was good at typing.
Right.
So they actually would put my hands in a blackout desk so I couldn't see. Yep. I think we talked about this in another episode.
Right. By my time, they made condoms for the keyboard. These orange silicone covers that you would just put over the keyboard.
Okay. So for a while, you know, we always had a video game system. We always had a PC. I remember when I burned my first CD with music on it from Napster. That's a very old statement. And then, like I said, as I became a young adult in my career, I just didn't have to use it. So I just kind of blew it off. I always had a smartphone or whatever, but nothing fancy.
Right.
But lately, I'm like, okay, obviously, I'm probably not the kind of person that's going to be, like, up to date with all the technology, but being able to learn how to navigate, like, light video editing software. So I can be independent with videos that I not only want to create for us in Rawn, but just, like, my own silly videos for my own content or things I send to friends. Navigating social media a little bit more savvier, you know, like learning the different features of it. And then I know that, like, it's always going to be important for me to at least learn some lingo, so that no matter where I go, I'm not totally, like, in the dark on what's happening. I forget why we talked about all that.
I don't know.
I think we were talking about St. Patrick's Day.
We are talking about St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, we were talking about, no, we weren't. I was saying we were talking about Our Hopeful Story, like the Facebook and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Geriatric Millennial. That's how we got there.
That's how we got there.
Okay, so, what was St. Patrick's birth name? You don't know. Wait, what was I saying earlier? False.
False.
If you had to guess, though, what would be your fun guess?
His birth name?
Yeah, so Patrick was his given saint name later on in life.
I'm just going to go with another P name and say Peter.
It was Maewyn Sakat.
That was my second guess.
You're like, I was cooking on that one, actually. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Maewyn, so I think that's Maewyn. And then Sakat, Succat.
Beautiful.
He later adopted the name Patrick after becoming a priest, because Patrick is derived from the Latin term for father figure called pater, P-A-T-E-R.
Yes, I knew that one.
Yeah, no, cool. For sure. I know that, like, earlier this morning. I was like, let me make sure I know that for sure.
I mean...
He was born in 385. That's it, just 3 numbers.
So
when I feel old, I remember, since some people were born in a 3-digit year.
It could be worse.
And he died in 461. He was actually born in Britain and brought to Ireland later, which we'll talk about, so he's not actually Irish.
Frickin' poser.
What'd you say?
Frickin' poser.
He later became, like, the patron saint of Ireland for helping convert people from, like, pagan practices to Christianity.
Yes.
So, in my book report here, that I'm very excited to share, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, which I had the full alphabetical set of as a kid.
I'm sure you did.
I missed that. My parents had it. They had a huge, like, bed frame, and the set was so huge. It took up, like, wall to wall, all the volumes of the encyclopedia. I used to have so much fun flipping through that. Anyway, it does for the Googles. So according to Encyclopedia Britannica, he's credited with bringing Christianity to Ireland and was probably responsible in part for the Christianization of the Picts and Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons. He's also known for his 2 short literary works, the Confessio, which is his spiritual autobiography. I'm going to write one of those one day. And his letter to Coroticus, a denunciation of British mistreatment of Irish Christians. When he was 16, he was actually enslaved by the Irish while he was in Britain, and then brought to Ireland for what we think is about 6 years. And in his autobiography, he talks about how, like, while he was experiencing that, that's how he kind of turned to having a faith, you know, and relying on a higher power that he chose to call God. And he recounted that while he was enslaved, God came to him in a dream and told him when it was time and how to leave, so he had escaped slavery.
Damn.
I just want the winning lotto numbers.
I was just gonna say, see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to figure out my own destiny. God, come tell me. Show up as an octopus in a dream and let me know.
I always crack myself up when I think about, you know, adolescent Randy, pretty much like ages 13 to 25, which
Till
is...
now. No.
Until yesterday, this morning, actually. Sometimes I do still struggle with this, though. Which is, you know, like, oh, I know everything, and you can't tell me what to do, and now I'm like... I don't know anything.
Please
tell me what to do. Somebody tell me what to do. And, like, I just want to take a nap, which I fought for so many years.
Right.
Alright, so some random facts is he supposedly, according to legend, history, I don't know if we can say this is fact. We can speculate. He raised 33 people from the dead.
Whoa.
Some of them, it said, had been dead for several years.
Nice.
So we're not talking about like a still warm corpse.
Right.
Like several years means like bones.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was just like, no, like it's time to wake up. I feel like 33 is a lot. Like I feel like how many people I brought back from the dead.
So did they regrow flesh or were they just bone?
You know, they didn't have pictures of exactly his great work there. I would imagine that the reincarnation process probably included like a new body of some sort, or like
I think
restoring
he should have just made skeletons.
I think that walking skeletons would have been terrifying and amazing at the same time. It'd be giving like zombie apocalypse. But 33 people back from the dead, you know, I was thinking earlier, I brought back 0.
Right.
So like that's still a record breaker for anyone that I'm aware of. March 17th was actually the day that he died.
Aww.
Not his birthday. Yeah, so he died. Right. We don't know his exact birth date, just the year. But he died on the 17th. And, you know, a couple years after that is when they started holding feasts and stuff in his name.
Cool.
We actually don't know exactly why we wear green to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I think I'm going to guess that's something to do with shamrocks.
Right.
But St. Patrick was actually known to wear blue.
Cool.
That was like his color. Alright, here's your pop quiz. What do shamrocks represent in the original story of St. Patrick?
Well, you told me already, so that's not fair.
Yes, pop quiz, I said. Pop quiz.
The Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay.
The Trinity.
Cool.
The Holy
Trinity.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Oh.
So he used the Trinity representation of the shamrock, which has 3 leaves, to explain to Irish pagans about Christianity and trying to convert them. I would really like to believe that it was that peaceful.
Yeah, that he was just like, hey, look at this flower.
Look at
Doesn't
this
that
flower.
explain God to you?
Yes!
Right.
Like, I love that story. But I would like to know, maybe I don't want to know, but I do wonder if there's more to it, just because, in general, when we're converting people to religions, it's not usually peaceful.
Yeah.
There's usually a bit of a brawl. Alright, so some stories kind of tell this grand tale of how St. Patrick banished all the snakes from Ireland. Like, he drove them out, and they just, like, left.
Right.
They were like, deuces.
We're not having fun here anymore. This guy wearing blue, he ain't that cool.
He's not that cool. What do you think? I might have said this earlier, I don't remember. What do you think that could be symbolic for? Or what did I say? Another pop quiz.
The pagans.
Driving out the pagans, yes.
Says the guy who raised skeletons from the dead.
I know, it's a little
But no witchcraft.
No witchcraft.
No
We're not calling
witchcraft.
it witchcraft.
Paganism. No,
But
none of that.
In Christianity, biblically, snakes are often referred to represent evil. So they think that was the symbolism to drive out any currently practicing pagans, was to drive out the snakes, aka people that didn't believe in the same God as him. That was the completion of my book report. What grade would you give me?
I'd give you a solid A, B plus maybe.
B plus is solid.
Yeah, I feel
was
like
kind of a B plus grade kid.
Were you?
Because I didn't actually you do the homework, but I was a good test taker.
Oh, yes.
Anything that had to happen outside of school hours
was not
really an option
happening.
for me.
No. Yeah, I think you should have told us more about the snakes and the raising people from the dead.
Oh, yes.
I think there should have been more of that.
More.
Yes.
I mean, since we're
That sounds like the important stuff. I'll put a stick.
You're like, Rain, you skipped over the best parts.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna look right now more about St. Patrick raising people from the dead.
Right.
Because I can do that because we're streaming from your phone. St. Patrick raising people from. I'm not literate today. From
That's
the
okay.
dead. Literacy is hard.
But yeah, I feel like that's a double standard. I'm allowed to raise people from the dead, but you guys can't practice your religion. I don't know. It just sounds very unfair.
It does seem a little strange. I always struggle with that too, which is respecting a religion, you want to practice, celebrate, whatever, as long as it doesn't mean I don't have the right to exist.
Right.
You know, if your religion's telling you to hate people, you're probably doing it wrong.
Right.
That's okay. We're just recounting history today, or like again, I always struggle to say like facts because it did happen in the year 426.
Right. So how many facts do we know?
This is word of mouth stories. All right. So it says 33 people raised from the dead, some of whom had been dead for years, to testify to the truth of Christianity, including he was able to describe the torments of hell or the joys of heaven. Oh, okay. Alright, so one story recounts that St. Patrick had raised two women from the dead who had been buried on the side of a hill, and they proclaimed the idols were vain and that Christ was the true God. It's like they came back from the dead and they were like, Jesus.
Yeah, apparently.
Another account says St. Patrick raising a man to prove accusations against him were false. Yo, that's gotta be like the hottest tea in town.
Right?
You die and they bring you back just to be like, you lied, mofos!
Yes.
Oh man, like please don't bring me back from the dead, but if I could just for a minute, just to be like, you were wrong to somebody that I really didn't jive with, that would be great. Like just to see their face and I'm like,
By the way.
someone that was always hoping I'd fail, like be like, look what you did. Alright, besides raising the dead, he is also said to have caused snakes to drown themselves and cause food to appear before hungry people in desolate areas.
Wow.
And this was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That's solid.
Like, you're hungry, here's a snack.
Right.
I mean, I would probably worship anyone that could do that. I'm trying to find more details about this. I mean, would it be considered necromancy?
That's what I'm feeling like.
Like, it's giving necromancy. Let's see. How did St. Patrick raise people from the dead? I'm definitely on a list now. My Epsiode agent is like, why? It says that he was there to disprove the accusations that he was a thief. So they thought he stole something, and then St. Patrick brought him back from the dead to be like, I didn't steal it. He's also credited with praying for food for hungry sailors, and a herd of swine miraculously appeared. You know, I always love thinking about this in the sense of, like, I do always think there's usually some element of truth, right? Like, something magical,
something happened.
Miraculous happened, yeah. So I love thinking, like, deeper into the portrayal, like, in my own spiritual practice. So it's like, he's saying this group of sailors was praying for food, and he was able to make a group, or what do you say? A herd of swine, so, like, a huge thing of pigs.
Right.
Miraculously appear, yeah. So I think that's... Like, I wonder, like, do you, like, put out the call? Like, call! And they just came, like, pummeling out of the woods? Or was it, like, a poof, like, smoke and mirrors, and then suddenly they were there?
Well, the world may never know.
The world may never know. That's why I was trying to make sure, like, yes, it's kind of funny to, like, laugh about, but it's also very interesting to, like, sit with, like... You know, only so many people can tell a story before you're like, alright, I'm listening.
Right.
Like, what really happened here? I can't find details about how he performed these miracles. let's see. This one sounds different. This is from WordPress, which I'm not sure how factually they are.
Well, WordPress, I think it's just people who make their own websites.
Oh, so it's, I was thinking Wikipedia.
Not factual.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're talking about raising dead people. For the blind, no, hold on. I don't want to read that sentence. 33 dead men, some of whom had been many years buried, did this with great revere, raised from the dead as above and more fully recorded. I don't know if I just read a Bible quote or not. Patrick not only healed the sick and the lame. What does lame mean? Like people that are like mentally handicapped?
No. I think physically, like.
Okay, like disabled technically.
Right.
Okay. Yes, it just says he gives spiritual resurrection to those 2 women and 31 other souls.
Wow. It's magic.
And the snake, he supposedly was able to convince them to leave or drown themselves. I do like the visual of like every snake in the land like scurrying away.
All at once.
What's next to Ireland, like geographically?
I think all of it is like Great Britain. Like that whole...
Oh, it's right next to you. Wait, isn't Ireland an island?
Google Maps.
Hold on. Google, take me to Ireland. I'm going to look this up, and then we're getting close to the 1 hour mark. Is there anything that you want to make sure we touch on before we kind of wrap up?
No, I'm quite satisfied. We got a chunk.
We got a lot.
We got a chunk done.
How'd you do in your progress over there?
Just one chunk, but it's a solid chunk.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, I think this is... The Ireland is like its own... I want to say continent, but I know someone's going to rip me apart for that later.
Yes, it's its own landmass. Okay.
I mean, it's an island at the least.
Right.
But yes, it looks like it is next to the United Kingdom, so UK. So maybe they like scurried... Like, it's not touching other land, so maybe they just like swam. Did they swim to the UK?
They became sea serpents.
Took a little British swim.
Right. Across the pond.
Alright, when you're ready, let's flip the camera up
yeah.
so we can say bye to everyone.
Everyone say bye to Puss.
Puss the octopus.
Puss the octopus.
Let's see if we had any other comments. There's a little bit of a delay on my end, but we'll see if any other name suggestions are in there. I don't see any. So for now, he's Puss. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
All right, tell them your social handles again.
My social handles are all Storybook Tattoos.
Storybook Tattoos on Insta, Facebook, and TikToks.
Insta, Facebook, TikTok, all Storybook Tattoos.
Okay. And I'm Our Hopeful Story on Facebook and Instagram, and on YouTube where Rawn podcast. That was a pop quiz.
I didn't know.
We're Rawn podcast on YouTube. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. I hope that you had some time, just kind of enjoyed your time, just kind of listening to us be weird. But give us a follow, and we're going to try to make this a Monday thing, right?
Yes, we're trying for Mondays.
You can kick off your week with us. We're slowly refining this and making it more and more consistent, so we're excited you're here. Yeah. Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
All right, I'll let you exit this.
Bye.
I can never figure it out.
It's this one.
Ribbit.